Good day, everybody, wherever you may be, and welcome to the Tuesday webinar put on by the Franchise Talk, which is the voice of franchising in the Middle East. Today's subject is enriching children's lives with unique education franchises. My name is Martin Hancock. I'll be hosting the webinar today. I'm the managing partner of World Franchise Associates, and I'm based in Chicago. I'm joined by Tony Padullo, who is the Chief Development Officer of School of Rock, and also by Pila Meskanen, who's in Helsinki, Finland, and she is the CEO of Arki International. Next slide, please. As I say, a little bit more about myself. I'm the managing partner of World Franchise Associates. My primary function in the company is to help advise and help US brands develop internationally, while also helping franchise investors find the right business franchise for themselves in whatever country they may be in. Okay. My company, World Franchise Associates, is an international franchise sales, marketing, development, and advisory company. We're headquartered in London with offices in certain markets, and myself and my partner are a team of global franchise experts with many years of combined franchise development and franchise marketing experience. Our services include international franchise marketing and sales for companies looking to expand, franchise companies looking to expand internationally, franchise development companies for businesses that want to develop on a business format franchising platform. As I say, we help investors acquire franchises, and we work with certain institutions who want the economic model of franchising to improve whatever they're doing. So what should we learn from today's webinar? We're going to have, I'm going to give a brief overview of early education and enrichment franchises. We're going to look at where the industry is and where we think it's going. And then we'll have presentations from Tony and School of Rock and Pila with Arki, who these are both very successful and niche, unique early education brands. They both already have an international presence outside of their home countries. So therefore, they're models that we know will work on an international basis. So children's education franchises aim to enrich children's lives through early education, learning and early education. They may be general education services, or they may be specialized. Education franchises, just 1 second here, guys, I've got the display wrong. They may be after-school supplemental learning and tutoring services, or they may be daycare businesses incorporating some other models that operate regularly for younger children and seasonally for older children. Most parents want to give their child a head start in life. Parents want their kids to do well in school. And high school students are under pressure to succeed. Many of these students from preschool through senior year need help in reaching their education goals. Enrichment franchises develop student abilities outside of the traditional classroom by focusing on their interests and fostering an inquisitive nature. In many schools, the teacher-to-student ratio is high, and teachers simply can't provide the type of individualized instruction that many students need. An education franchise fills this need by augmenting classroom learning or classroom lessons with enhanced learning. Compared to many countries, the US, for example, the Kids Education Franchise Center is undeveloped in the MENA region and also in other parts of the world. Therefore, there's an opportunity there, both for international franchisors and regional master franchisees to work together to develop their brands in international markets. And specifically the GCC, as that's where I think many of the people on today's webinar are checking in from. And generally, the sector is made up of many small players who are doing a great job and running great businesses, but maybe lack the systems and tools to expand their brand across a country or region. There's a huge variety of children's education franchises, both general education services and specialized. For example, music education, creative learning, STEAM, which we'll be hearing more about as this webinar goes on today, and many other things, arts, sports, swimming, math, many different concepts. And interestingly, many of these franchises provide services that a recent article I read refers to as recession-proof. Despite economic downturns, child-related businesses often continue to maintain a constant stream of revenue. Parents typically continue to finance enrichment or supplemental education opportunities, despite whatever the economic conditions or their budgets may be. Franchises that provide these experiences, like music or STEAM, for example, can also count on the likelihood of consistent customers. Parents often view spending on their children as one of their most important financial commitments and will cut back on other areas if budgets become tight. Creative enrichment programs, they combine a push for excellence with a long proven appeal of extracurricular activities. And a great way is to make the kids more enthusiastic about education. Here are some examples, just a few examples from of education franchises. Specifically, our speakers today. School of Rock teaches is an education trailblazer with a revolutionary performance-based model of music instruction. A rapidly growing franchise with locations across 15 countries and a patented approach that helps 50,000 students of all ages and skills hone their talents, and build confidence through School of Rock. Our Key is a multiple award-winning creative education brand, established and awarded the official STEAM education by the Ministry of Education and Culture in Finland. The brand has since been expanded to over 9 countries, supporting both public and private education systems around the world, with the most relevant and up-to-date creative education programs. These brands and many others can be found on our website, which is World Franchise Center, which is a comprehensive portfolio of international franchise development opportunities, covering country, regional, multi-unit, master, and area licenses. If you want to learn more about the brands we're talking about today, or other opportunities in this sector, you should check out World Franchise Center, as well as the websites of the brands that will be talking to us today. All right, Michael. Our first speaker today is Anthony or Tony Padullo, Chief Development Officer of School of Rock. Tony School of Rock, as I said, is a leader in performance-based after-school music education. And in his role, Tony leads School of Rock's global franchise sales and real estate efforts. Tony's experience in franchising spans over 30 years, and he has extensive experience in this sector, having previously led global development at Goddard Schools, as well as in the service sector for Bright Star Care. Anthony, let me pass this over to you for your presentation.
All right, thank you, Martin, and good afternoon, everybody. And first of all, thank you, everybody, for the opportunity to speak with you today. Special thanks to Michael at Franchise Talk. So let me take the opportunity to talk to you about School of Rock, if I can. There we are. Is everybody seeing the screen? Great. So who is School of Rock? Hopefully most of you have seen the movie School of Rock. So if you're not familiar necessarily with our teaching establishments and our institution, you've probably seen the movie, which was loosely based on School of Rock. We are the largest music education franchise in the world, with a mission to build a growing, passionate community dedicated to enriching lives through performance-based education. And I will come back to this and get into a little bit more detail to explain what we mean by this, because when one thinks of music schools, one typically thinks of traditional music schools. We are looking for well-qualified candidates to become master franchisees in our target international markets. So some quick facts about School of Rock. As I said earlier, we are the largest music-based franchise in the world, but we are performance-based. Now, what does that mean? Most people, when you think of music education, you think of traditional one-on-one classical education. Our system is based on the premise that performance, by putting children into bands and forming bands as quickly as possible, you motivate kids to learn quicker, faster, and it makes it more fun. So our system is a subscription based system whereby the kids come in twice a week. They'll come in for a traditional one-on-one lesson for 30 to 45 minutes, and then they come back on a second day for a 2-hour session where they're actually playing in a rehearsal. We teach kids through a patented system, which we call our School of Rock method, and I'll have a quick video to show you so that I can explain. It'll explain a little bit to what it is, but we are the only music education system in the world that has a patented system. We're very, very proud of that, and that truly is a strong point of differentiation. As Martin said earlier, we are global. We are currently in we've already exceeded our slide. We are at 318 schools. We are in 15 countries, and we have over 500 schools that are committed to as well for development in those 15 countries. We currently have in excess of 57,000 children. And some of the countries that we're in besides the US are Canada, Mexico, South America. We are in Taiwan, Spain. We just opened in Portugal and Ireland this year, South Africa, and Australia. So our patented system, our School of Rock method, is a strong source of differentiation, and it's complemented by proprietary method books, method applications, operations manuals, and a technology called the School of Rock Method Engine. Now, why these are important to you as prospective master franchisees, or if you're looking at any franchise, is that these are the tools that we provide in terms of providing value to you as a franchisee, right? When you buy into our system, as you would expect from any reputable franchisor, we have the proven track records. We have the systems in place. We have the tools, the technology that will help you take advantage to our at your best of the system. So let's look at a quick video that talks about, rather than me talking about the benefit, all of the benefits. Let's talk about the method for a quick second.
The patented School of Rock method is our revolutionary music education system, proven to help students gain musical proficiency. Our method combines one-on-one instruction with group rehearsals and live performances, teaching students how to play together as a band. Our version of recitals are real rock shows at amazing venues in front of live audiences. This performance-based curriculum emphasizes skill building through learning songs. And practicing is fun with our dynamic method books and exclusive interactive method app. The School of Rock method prepares students to take the stage.
Great. Now let's talk a little bit about what or who are we looking for? Who are our ideal master franchisee candidates? First of all, when we're looking for a master franchisee, we are looking for a franchisee who has the financial and organizational capabilities to take on the rights to develop an entire country or multiple countries, depending on capabilities, of course. So as a starting point, and again, it varies by size of the market, by the scale and the scope of the territory. But in principle, we're looking for candidates that have a minimum of $1 million to $1.5 million of liquidity and a net worth of $3.5 million. Now, again, we're not looking for you to invest $3.5 million, but we want to make sure that you have the financial capability to manage and build and optimize the territory as necessary. The interesting thing or the nice thing is that you don't have to have music background, of course, because we are a business. We provide all of the training necessary on the music side. Certainly helps if you have music background, if you have a passion, but more importantly, if you have a passion for music and a passion to motivate children is really what we're looking for. So we're looking for individuals or entities that have been successful with previous organizations. Either they have owned other businesses, or if they haven't owned businesses, they have been managers in organizations who have been managing, fairly large organizations. Need somebody who has an awareness, or ideally has an awareness of the local music scene and trends in your country. Teams of people with the ability to create strong people network. Want to be passionate, right? The most important thing, what we look for when we're looking for an ideal candidate, is you as a candidate have to feel that School of Rock is absolutely right for you. And you are passionate about the brand, and you believe that you will be the best franchisee that we've ever had. We are not looking for average franchisees, because to me, average means mediocre. We are passionate about looking for the best in class. And we have been very successful. We've been very discriminate in the last few years in selecting and awarding our franchises. And we continue with that premise because then everybody wins in the system. If you have background as a master franchisee, that is good too, because we are fine if you are owning, as long as it's non-competitive, but as long you could have experience as a franchisee. And the one thing which is important in the development is that, as a master franchisee, you will develop and operate that first school for at least a year, because we want to make sure that once you start sub-franchising or developing multiple units, you have a strong foundation on what School of Rock is all about. Now, some of the target markets that we're looking for, UK, Germany, GCC, of course, Italy, Netherlands, New Zealand, Singapore. So as you can see from the list, we really are global, right? I mean, music, we're very lucky in that music transcends all cultures, and we're not limited by necessarily having to adapt substantially because of cultures. So music is universal, and it does make it appealing for all of the countries that we're in. And the proof of that is the 15 countries that we are in, or the 14 outside of the US, we really have not had to adapt our curriculum, our programs, and they are running very successfully because music has a universal language. What I'd like to show you now is a video of some of our franchisees I was taken at our convention this past March. As you listen to the video, the one thing I listened again this morning, and what I find so interesting about the video is listen to what the franchisees are saying. Of course, we're a business. Of course, you're looking for a sound investment, but listen to how the franchisees talk about the system. They talk about the passion. They talk about this being a labor of love. They talk about how you give back to the children, how you give back to the community. And that is really a strong message of what School of Rock is all about. So listen to this video.
Become a School of Rock franchisor and change your life.
There's franchises, there's businesses. School of Rock is a lifestyle.
Our approach is a little bit different to your traditional music school. We're heavily performance-based. What that's doing is bringing people together. And I think it's that whole bringing people together mentality that makes us completely different and has that real positive impact.
Every single day I get up, I go in, and you actually see the results of your work.
Every meeting we get together, I challenge my instructors to give me stories of how we're inspiring kids. And it's so contagious. And it connects them to what our real mission and our passion is. And I remind them that this is not a part-time job. You're not teaching chords. You are here for a purpose that's going to change these kids' lives.
It's more than just music, not just for the kids, but for the employees and those of us who have made a career and a life out of it.
Of course, you're going to make money. Like, we wouldn't have all these schools if you couldn't make money. But it has to start with a labor of love.
I gave guitar lessons at a music store chain for years. For all those lessons, I literally taught thousands of kids over like 13 years. I never saw any of them play anything live. Got to these first two shows that we did, and I literally was crying when I saw these kids playing these songs. I couldn't believe it. So I was hooked from that point on.
In a short period of time, we have opened in 5 different countries. Professionally, it's challenging, but it's also very rewarding.
I'm so proud of our organization that we're always rocking for a great cause. The events that we do, the fundraisers, giving back, creating awareness.
What business gives you that opportunity to make a change in someone's lives?
I could own a franchise of anything, but this is working with people. This is making a difference. This is transforming lives.
Music is therapy, working towards that goal of performing together.
I literally had a woman email me probably 3 months in that said, "You changed my son's life." I knew that was a thing, but I didn't think it was going to happen to me in the first couple of months of owning the franchise.
We had our first season, our first shows, and a mom literally told us at the end of the season, I don't know if we could have made it through another semester of high school if you hadn't come along. My daughter, she doesn't fit in, she's not accepted. And the School of Rock came along and she gripped me even tighter with tears in her eyes. And she said, no, I don't think you understand. I don't think we could have made it without School of Rock.
Every student, every customer, everyone that we work with is an individual, and that's what makes us different. And if that's what you want to do and you want to help make that difference for people, then School of Rock's the right place for you.
If you're driven by helping people or making an impact in someone's lives, this is a good option for you. If you're just looking at, making financial decisions and growing, monetarily, I'm not saying that there's not opportunities because we're still a business, but you have to have that heart to do it.
When you're passionate and care about the families you work with and the students, it's very rewarding and inspiring. So yeah, I love that I get to love what I do every day.
It's life-changing. It's an amazing community to be a part of. I don't really kind of feel like I'm going to work, which is always a really great positive.
It changed my life in a way that I was able to impart a lot of my, one, business knowledge, and two, musical knowledge, and combine that all into my own business and impact so many people.
I would say do it, definitely.
Open your own School of Rock.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I mean, it's just heartwarming to listen to, and I hope you are excited about the opportunity hearing from other franchisees. It will literally change your lives. Now, on the practical side, of course, we are the recipients of several awards. Some of the most distinctives that we have received are we were named by Global Franchise Magazine for the last 2 years in a row in 21 and 22 as the world's best franchise in children's enrichment and education. And this year, in addition to the world's best in children's, Global Magazine also had a Regions Award, and for the Americas, because we are based in the U.S. In the Americas, we were named the best overall franchise in the Americas. So very, very proud of that distinction. Entrepreneur Magazine also voted us the best franchise in school enrichment programs for 2022. And here is a showing of some of the many awards that we have received. So very, very proud of it. So again, I want to bring this, I know my time is limited, so I want to bring this to a close, but I'd like to close by showing you I won't play the whole video. I'll just play a minute of it, but to show you the net effect of what you achieve when you become a franchisee and what this does for the kids and how well the kids learn and perform. So enjoy this video.
Just call me and I'll sing with love from me to you. Is there anything that you want? Is there anything I can do? Just call on me and I'll send it along with love from me to you. I've got everything that you want. Like a heart that's so true. Just call me and I'll send it along with love from me to you.
So hope you got a good sense of our concept. With that, again, thank you everybody for listening, for taking the time, for participating. We will be answering questions later, but at this point, I will pass it back to Martin.
Thank you, Tony, very much. That was a great presentation and great to hear the music too. I'd now like to introduce our next speaker, who's Pila Miskahan. Pila is an architect, entrepreneur, innovator, author, and co-founder of the Arki School of Architecture for Children and Youth in Finland. Arki's awarded after-school program is licensed worldwide to over 10 countries. Arki provides creative education using architecture and design as holistic, real-world phenomena to teach creative thinking and innovation skills to children and youth. Architecture offers endless possibilities in being the big A in STEAM education, holistically intertwining science, technology, engineering, maths, and art through architecture. To acknowledge her work in the field of creative education, Fila has received the honor of Knight First Class of Order of the Lion in Finland, conferred by the President of Finland in 2018, along with numerous other awards. And with that big intro, Pila, I pass it over to you for your presentation.
Thank you for the kind introduction, and thank you for inviting me here. And it was so inspiring to hear Tony's presentation. So I'm happy to be here and to present Arki and creative education for future innovators. So I hope you can see my full screen now. So Arki provides creative education to children and youth all the way from 4 years old to 19 years of age through multidisciplinary architecture and design projects. And the aim is to provide children with new capacities, means, and mediums to create a positive impact in the future, no matter what their occupation will be. So the program is not about making the children architects, but our mission is to empower children and youth with the most essential skills for becoming innovative influencers of the future. So what are these most important skills that I am talking about? The Arki program supports children in developing, for example, creative problem solving, critical thinking, and innovation skills. And why is it important? Why is it important to learn these skills? So here you can see a chart by the OECD, and you can see that, for example, the skills that are related to innovation, complex problem solving, creativity, originality, and initiative, they are all among the top skills for the 2025 job market. And the problem is that most schools around the world don't teach these skills at all. So creative learning through architecture and design supports the development of all these various skills that are related to innovation. And it involves both the analytical left side of the brain, the STEM side of the brain, and the creative right side of the brain. So let's take a closer look at the program and how it became alive. So the story starts in 1993, when Arki was founded by 3 architects, Tuuli Tiitola-Meskanen, Miina Vuorinen, and myself. You can see here in the picture. And the idea came from my mother, who is an architect as well, and a pedagogical researcher. And she was invited as an expert member in the team in the National Board of Education in Finland in 1992, which created at that time the first national curriculum of architecture education for Finland. And our after-school program at Arki is based on this national core curriculum of basic education in the arts. What a horrible long name. And this is the steering curriculum guideline for after-school programs in Finland. And this has been revised many times, and every time this has been rewritten, there has been a representative from our company. And personally, I have been writing this 2 or 3 times myself. Archi International, that exports our concept, was founded in 2014 to export the Archi concept. And it is an official member of the Education Finland program, which is coordinated in Finland by the Finnish National Agency for Education. And what Archi offers is several different solutions of creative education. And the most comprehensive one is our long-term after-school program, which covers all the years from 4 years to 19, and it follows the national curriculum guidelines. And since we have created our own curriculum, our curriculum is approved by the Ministry of Education and Culture in 2008 in Finland. So this long-term curriculum provides 80 hours of project-based educational content for each grade, fall term and spring term, and altogether 1,200 hours. And every year consists of 2 modules, and every module has 10 projects. So the whole program includes 30 modules, which means 300 projects. And as was mentioned in the presentation, in my presentation, what is very unique about our program is that in our STEAM approach, architecture and design is the big A instead of art, which is the typical A in the STEAM education. And because architecture is multidisciplinary by nature, in our program, we can combine multiple STEM subjects like science and math, and also humanities and social sciences through our project-based work and design challenges. And we also call these projects. So each of our projects is transdisciplinary and combines different subjects. And to illustrate and explain this unique concept, I have here one example, which is a project that is called The Tower.
Here we can see how Archi's project called The Tower combines science topics from physics, the forces, engineering topics, including structures, art and design topic, the composition, and math topics like geometry and 3D shapes. The hands-on challenge requires the use of multiple higher-order thinking skills like analyzing, constructing, and creating. Archi's projects are multidisciplinary challenges that combine together different STEAM and beyond subjects through architecture and simultaneously train the higher-order thinking skills.
So in addition to this long-term step-by-step program, Archi offers also a selection of theme courses. And these theme courses are designed as 1 week long intensive programs. And typically these are offered during the school holiday times, summer vacations, spring vacation, Christmas vacation, and so on. And there is multiple topics in these. You can see these pictures are from urban design with augmented reality, architectural design theme course. And the typical way, as you can see in these pictures, is hands-on 3D working. And product design theme course with the focus on sustainability. And this picture is from our fashion design theme course, and this picture is from Thailand, Bangkok. In addition to the long-term program and theme courses, Archi offering also includes workshops for different occasions like birthday parties, which is a big business in many countries, and corporate team building and design thinking workshops for adults. And the length of the workshop varies from 1 hour to several days. Our motto is play, create, and succeed. So our projects are designed as fun, rewarding, and engaging learning experiences. And we know that enjoying the learning enhances the impact, and we believe that learning through success is much more effective than learning through the feeling of failure. And one more thing I would like to point out is that we have a long expertise in social innovation and participation projects involving children. And in Finland, we have done, for example, 14 projects with the Helsinki Department of Urban Planning and several projects with the construction companies and other companies like Save the Children Foundation. And next I will show a short video from a similar project conducted in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. And from this project, we also received the UNICEF Child Friendly Cities Award.
Okay, so the first question for you, are you patient enough to listen to kids? I mean, first, as a smart city, you think, what do we need? Technology, trees, or something that could satisfy all of those needs?
Thì nó có thể lấy năng lượng mặt trời, thay vì dàn xi măng mình sẽ bao lấp bức tường bằng cây.
So we are really extremely happy that we can also involve so many thousands and thousands of children in these real life projects and give them this possibility to take part in real designing of the built environment. So during the years, we have been lucky to receive a lot of awards and recognitions, and I picked some here. And I was, as was mentioned in my introduction, was the Knight of the First Class. And I just always want to say that I'm a knight, but I don't have the sword. So that's one of the recognitions. Most of the recognitions have been because of inventing such a new kind of concept for education. And we have been also chosen by the Lego Foundation of Creative Play to receive the Creativity Award in 2020. One research example here about the impact of the program. This research was commissioned by the Ministry of Education and Culture in Finland and conducted by the University of Helsinki in collaboration with other institutes that you can see here in 2018 and 19. And this research studied a pilot called Curious Class, which integrated Arki's creative program within the school day on a weekly basis for 5 months, and especially for grades 4. And this research found out that according to the research, within a 5-month period, the implementation of our program in the elementary school showed that collaboration between the children increased, their empathy skills increased, and they showed increased interest in some of the STEM subjects like math and science. And their curiosity in new things increased, their learning motivation increased, and this manifested through decreased task avoidance and decreased failure expectations. So here you can see our world map at the moment. So we have licensed partners in 9 countries other than Finland: Greece, Cyprus, Croatia, Czech Republic, Turkey, China, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. And we are looking forward to expanding soon in 5 different Southeast Asian countries. And we are welcoming country master licenses in the countries that we have not yet started our business. And our program can be provided in dedicated Arki centers. Like here you see some examples from Vietnam and China. And here some examples from Thailand. Or our programs can be provided in kindergartens or schools. And this picture is from Ho Chi Minh City. So to our licensees or franchises, we provide training for the management, operations, and marketing staff, of course, and have extensive and detailed training programs for the pedagogical staff. And in addition to every project-specific training, we have very detailed online manuals with visual step-by-step guidelines and detailed information of every single project and their aims and the assessment of the projects. And what are we looking for in a country master franchisee? We want a genuine interest in future education and a visionary attitude and a strong belief that creative education can really make a change. Also, we are looking for a strong understanding of the local education characteristics and the local education culture. And of course, financially sound and reputable company with a capability to scale up in the local market. So if you found a match for your interests, welcome to join Arki and the Creative Education for Future Innovators. And thank you for listening, and back to Michael.
Thank you very much to both of you for those excellent and inspiring presentations. We've got quite a few questions here and not that much time. So the first question is for Tony, and I think I know the answer to this. Will you only deal with a master franchisee? The answer to that is yes, we're looking for country masters, but obviously the shape of that arrangement is different depending on the size of the country. Tony, do you have anything to add to that?
No, that's correct, Martin. Excuse me. You know, part of our philosophy in looking at international is that we need to be able to support that country, that franchisee, as well as we do in the States. So for us to develop only one unit in a market doesn't make sense, because we won't be able to. It's not so much about the representation in that country, but our ability to support. We want successful franchisees. We want to be able to support them. So we are looking at multi-unit. Now, whether it's a master or what we would call an area development agreement, if it's a smaller market, that of course is a possibility. But we are looking at multi-unit development in each of the countries.
Excellent. The next question is for both of you. Can you talk about the ongoing training? Pila, why don't you kick that off? I guess it would be ongoing support and training would be the question.
Yes, so I would say that we are always available. So of course not 24/7 by telephone, but we like to think of our franchisees as a family. So we are always available for new questions or if they need support on something unexpected. And we do have the training, and we do have extensive manuals for everything that we can think of. But of course, we work together and try to solve any new issues or new situations that need support.
Tony?
Sure. So as Pila said, you know, we also have support and training for our franchisees. Now on the masters, it's really a two-phased program, because we have our traditional school support and school manuals and training programs. So we have a 5-week program, for example, for our general managers. We have training programs for our music directors. We have special training for our franchisees. But when you become a master, in addition to are doing a market assessment with you prior to completing the agreement, so that together we understand what the potential is for that market and identify the targeted territories where we want to develop. We have also created a master franchisee training program, which is about a 3-day program where some of our key executives will travel to your market and train our franchisee on how to be a master. And what I mean by that is, how do you take on the role of the franchisor in that country? And then the last part is that we recognize that ramping up a business is different than operating what I would call a steady state business, right? A school that has been in operation several years, because the challenges are different. It's all about ramping up, understanding the business, as opposed to maintaining. So you are actually assigned a director of operations that specializes in new school new school business before you transition over to a steady state manager. So we have anticipated all of, or at least most of the issues, maybe not all, but certainly try to anticipate all of the issues, that come up. And we do have IT support as well. So full service support and training.
Excellent. Next question is for Pilar, though I suspect Tony might want to weigh in this too. So Pilar, do you assist with marketing and advertising?
For the marketing and advertising, we have also manuals, and we have examples and templates and pictures. And we do, as Tony explained, so beforehand, we do research the market together and make a plan of the actual way how it is marketed in the specific country, because every country or every market is different, and they need a bit different type of addressing to the families and to the public. But we do not launch usually campaigns in other countries, but of course the general campaigns can be used by the different countries as well.
Yeah, that's a good point, because marketing is obviously is often culturally different to the home country of the franchisor. So you're prepared to adapt for the destination country, right?
Yeah, and also all the marketing in the different countries, it's happening in different languages as well. So there's not too much point of launching English campaigns in different, or Finnish speaking to say.
Right. Tony, do you want to have a quick word on that?
Yeah, same thing. In the States, we have a marketing team that's dedicated to creating all of the collateral for us, creates all of the ads, all of the lead generation, and the franchisees pay into that. There's an advertising fee. In our international markets, what we have done to make it more efficient and to optimize the opportunities is that the franchisees, the schools will still pay the marketing fee, but it stays in country. So rather than come to the States and then get reassigned, we have the master franchisee who creates, with our support, creates a local or a country brand fund and brand co-op. We provide all of the collateral in English, and as Pila says, the local master can adapt for cultural transition, convert into the language, but we will provide everything that we do in the States, and it's left up to the master how much of that they want to use specifically.
Great. Interesting question here from Yahaya in Nigeria. Is Nigeria a target market for either of you guys?
It's not a target market today, but we would keep an open mind. What we have to look at when we enter into a new market is you have to recognize that School of Rock is a premium product. So it does mean that the subscription rates are relatively high. So we have to make sure that there is enough disposable income and enough population in that country to meet our criteria. So if Nigeria would meet that criteria, we would keep an open mind. But honestly, it's not on our target list as of today.
Thank you. Pila?
A bit of the same answer as well, but of course we can together look at the possibility, like Anthony mentioned, if somebody believes, if there is a idea that it could work there.
Question for Pila. What is, and you can just give a general, an estimate answer to this. What is the required capital, the capex to open an Arki store? Don't worry about the fees right now, just the store setup.
I think it depends a lot on the location, but I would say, is this about the setup or the furniture?
Yeah, just what the capital, the broad capital requirements would be to open a store.
Okay, so it's not like 1 million as was discussed before. I would say rather than the general investment in the space would be around 50,000, depending, of course, like there is so many different situations depending on the rent or depending on the city. And the original equipment or furniture or materials, as you saw, we use a lot of materials. That's not a major investment, I would say. I think starting the team would be the major investment. The salaries for the pedagogical team and the marketing and admin team, that would be the major investment in the beginning.
Thank you very much. Tony, where do you see the company in the next 5 to 10 years? I guess that question is, how do you see expansion as it relates to the franchise system?
Certainly, that's a great question. So our philosophy is to grow responsibly and reasonably. And what I mean by that is we want to grow at a pace that continues to optimize or take advantage of our success, but at the same time, not grow at a rate that is faster than what we can continue to provide the level of support we currently provide. We're very, very proud of the level of support we provide our franchisees today. So we want to maintain that balance, right? Because if you grow too quickly, you just can't build your infrastructure enough. But to get straight to your question, Martin, our vision, if you look at the next 5 to 10 years out, is to grow at a pace of between 30 to 40 new schools domestically. So let's say internationally, probably looking at about 50 to 60 schools internationally per year, and add 2 new countries every year.
Great. That's a good answer. Pilar, I think you may have covered this in your presentation, but what are the educational qualifications required to manage an Archi school?
That's a good question. So generally for starting the business and running the business, you don't need to be a pedagogue or architect, but our staff members, the facilitators, the teachers, they are usually architects and designers. So that's something good that it came up with. And also, like when we start new countries, our franchisees are first puzzled that is it possible to find architects to become teachers? And I can say yes, because we've already done it in all the countries. So we believe that if there is a specialist in creativity, a specialist in design, the quality is there. And we are also looking for the quality and not to expand over the the quality is more important than the quantity.
Excellent. Okay, as I say, we're running a bit short of time here, but this is a question for both of you. How long does it generally take to open your first store? And let me just qualify that as, you know, there's a process to get to the franchise agreement usually, right? So if we take that out of the equation, once an agreement is signed, how long does it take to open a store, approximately? And I know there's a lot of variables in there, real estate and all kinds of things, but you've both done it. So tell us how long that takes. Pilar, do you want to start that?
Yes, thanks. I think the quickest we have done is like 2 months, and then we have like done everything like simultaneously and a bit like planning during the negotiations of the agreement as well. And then I would say like it depends, like when we start the planning, it depends on the school year, because we always the best thing to start our program is in a sequence with the school year, be it like the beginning of the spring term or beginning of the fall term. So it might take several months, because it's better to start in relation to the school yearly program.
Okay, great. Tony?
Yeah, our process is about 9 months, Martin, from signing of the agreement to opening. Our typical school is about 250 square meters. So when you build in the time for site selection, negotiation of the site, lease, signing plans, permitting, construction is typically about 3 to 4 months, and until you're ready for the school, because that really is the bulk of the timeline, right? It's the finding the right site in a good retail area and building, and because of the music, we have to build in certain sound attenuation factors. So that it does add a little bit, but on average, it's been about 9 months.
Great. And the last question here, which I think I know the answer to, do you already have branches in the GCC already in process or opening in the near future? The answer is that for both of these brands have obviously great success internationally, and now we're targeting the GCC countries as we believe they're absolutely right demographically for what we're doing. But the answer is no, we don't have any branches, but we hope to have some very soon for both the concepts.
And yes, that's why we're on here today.
That's why we're here today, right? do you either of you have anything to add to that? No. Okay. Yes.
No, I was just, I've been, of course, doing my research on the market, and I think that for both of these ideas, and there would be definitely a good market.
Yeah, and we're very, I mean, when Tony and Pila came to us to help them with this, we're very excited about this because these are both excellent brands with a great track record and a super management team behind them. So I think that'll do it for now. Michael, would you like to put up the final slide? So again, thanks to everybody, particularly thank you to Michael and Iswaria from the Franchise Talk for putting this on. Thank you to Pila, thank you to Tony. And please, the next edition of the Tuesday webinars from the Franchise Talk is on the 10th of January at 4 p.m. to Dubai. And the topic is brokering your way to success with real estate franchises. All right. Thank you very much to everybody. And thank you for coming in. And I think we'll close it down now.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much for attending.
Bye-bye.